Okay, this is part 2. This is my skincare Q&A. This is Instagram questions asked on Thursday, whatever the date is today, the 18th of May. And I'm going to whiz through. I'm not going to go into huge detail. If there's lots of yes or no's, that would be fantastic. I guess we will see. Please suggest an affordable drugstore skincare routine for dry skin. If you're dry, I would head for Aven, personally. They tend to do more for dry sensitive, so I would go down that road. Your hair routine and the best products for dry hair. Well, I always buy really heavy duty conditioners. So the main thing for me is SLS free shampoo, heavy duty conditioners, loads and loads of detangling leave-in conditioning spray. And then if I'm putting it in a bun, I will use like a smoothing cream type thing so that it doesn't get all fluffy, and then spray it. And if I'm blow drying it, which I try not to do myself because I'm not good at it, basically I prefer to have a blow dry. If I'm doing it myself because I have to, I'll just do it with a paddle brush, get it as straight as I can, and then kind of twist it around and hope for the best. Hair is not my forte. I like a blow dry. I was curious if there are acids that you shouldn't layer together or use in the same routine. I have heard that some cancel each other out. Well, it depends. They don't really cancel each other out. It depends on the formula. If you are using like a P50 is a mix of tons of acids, so if they cancel each other out, they wouldn't work. But I will say don't play too much with acids. If you only have like single formula acids like a glycolic or a lactic, then I wouldn't use like Pixie Glow Tonic followed by Clinique 1.0. Use one or the other. But in terms of cancelling each other out, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think a lot of at the moment there's a lot of there's this movement of people are almost turning themselves into chemists. You know, I understand the need, the sort of desire to measure the pH of things, but formula is king, and you can measure a pH and not think it's particularly low, but the formula that contains that level of pH is what's more important. So I wouldn't worry about layering acids, but I wouldn't purposely do it, if that makes sense. How do you put your hair in a bun without it falling out and without causing damage to the hair? So there are older videos of me talking about this. I had a car crash a few years ago and I had whiplash and I was laid up for a couple of months, and I would get up and shower every day. That was all I could manage. But because I couldn't lift my arms above my head, I would very gently tip my head forward, use my Aveda paddle brush, put my hair in a bun, but then instead of doing what I do now, I would spin it and then wrap it, and I was breaking the hair. So as I got better and started to blow dry my hair on top was like this big. I called it the Rod Stewart phase, but on Rod Stewart it worked because he's Rod Stewart. On me it looked like I had a load of broken hair. So what I do now is I throw my head upside down, gently, migraine, hello, brush it forward, gather it, and then I just pull it through. So I treat the hair as if almost like I'm tying a bow with it into the hair, into the hairband. I never spin my hair on top, and I don't pull it too tight when it's wet. That's kind of, and that, I've managed to sort of get it back to a decent length as well, so that's how. Which acid toner is best for rosacea? It depends if you've got acne rosacea or just redness rosacea. I would avoid glycolic personally. I would look for salicylic if it's acne rosacea. If it's normal rosacea, I'd use a gentle lactic personally. Do you use SLS free purple shampoo? I don't know what that is, but I use SLS free shampoo, yes. Help with melasma. There's a whole, sorry, ow. Yes, this is a really professional video, Caroline. There is a whole video you will have seen already that I'll link below, because I'm going to put that video up before this, about how I'm dealing with my pigmentation. So I'll leave that one and link to that. How can I get rid or minimise the little red bumps on the tops of my arms? It's for my wedding next year. I exfoliate them and moisturise, but still not going away. There's a couple of things. There is a body lotion called Ameliorate. There's a whole range. Again, I'll put a link below. That is designed to get rid of the chicken skin here. And apparently you can get really good results by taking a shitload of omega oils. Because ultimately it's a very, very mild sort of dermatitis type situation. But I would do the omegas and the ameliorate if it was me. Ameliorate. It'll be there. There'll be a link. Broken capillaries are a nightmare and foundation slips off my face. What do I do to cover, remove or laser off, and what primer? Oh, very demanding. Okay. Broken capillaries, you have to, there is a treatment called veinwave, veinwave, and that is the only thing I've seen that makes them go and not come back. They will come back if you have laser, they will come back if you manage to get rid of them by zapping them, but veinwave pops the vein. So it's like an electrolysis needle, they put it in and then they shoot a current through it and it pops the vein and it never comes back. And foundation slips off my face, well then you need to look at your skincare, not your foundation. And I wouldn't worry about your primer, I would sort out your skincare first. Why have you got oily skin? How can you remedy it? What can you change in your routine? And then look at your foundation. That's actually how I got obsessed with skincare. I was working in Space NK and people were coming in all the time going, my skin is terrible, I need a really good foundation. And my questions turned into, but why do you need to cover your skin? Why is it so bad? Talk to me about your skin. And then my whole career went from that, really. I have rosacea that flares and then calms every couple of weeks. I've been using Is there any products that I should use or stay away from? If you have rosacea, do not use soap, do not use foaming products, even if they say it's gentle. No soap, no foaming. There are the odd exceptions, but for the sake of just being completely clear, just avoid, unless you see me in the street and you can ask me like for one particular product. I would still use acid, but I would take it around the areas. So when I had rosacea, I've had rosacea and I've had acne. It's all about how you treat them, and obviously how old you are and if it's systemic. And so I'm just chilling out and sitting on my feet. I hope that's all right. But yeah, mainly things that make it worse. So just be careful. Rosacea is basically telling you your system is inflamed, and it's kind of your skin's way of trying to communicate to you that the oven's too hot. So I always compare it to an oven. In a rosacea skin, your skin's a 7, 8, 9, so you're cooking like Yorkshire puddings, and you want to bring it down to a 2 or a 3. So everything in your sort of routine involves food, heating, drinks. Do you smoke? Do you drink alcohol? Do you eat too much sugar? All of that is involved with rosacea, not just product. God, that was long, wasn't it? You know the new Ambient Strobe lighting blush from Hourglass you bought? Can you give us a 5-word review? Yes, I bloody love it.